today is part 4 of video. I've been talking about video every single Friday, except for last week. I went live on a Tuesday. We have talked about Instagram Live. We have talked about going live, not Instagram. We've talked about Reels. We've talked about TikTok. We've talked about YouTube. And today it's all about going live. So I am live in 2 places. I'm live on Instagram and I am live on YouTube. I was going to say Facebook. No, that's not where I'm at. So again, I'm Carrie, your host of Coffee with Carrie, typically every Friday, 9:05 a.m. Grab your notebook. Some of you have been blowing up my DMs about the changes in the real estate world. And I'm going to say they're not changes. It's just changes for some of us because we just haven't been using buyer agency agreements. So I am going to figure out how to go live a different day. Maybe I need to go live about this next Friday. I will be at the NAREB conference in New Orleans. So maybe I can figure it out there. But I do really need to go live to talk about this. And I'm going to start creating reels because some of the things I'm seeing on YouTube and on Instagram, some things are not 100% accurate. And not only are they not 100% accurate, they're freaking agents out to the point where I'm getting DM'd and people are like, here, my brokerage is telling us we have to do this. I'm like, you got to listen to your brokerage. However, I can give you the tools to ask good questions and maybe give a little bit of a pushback. If you are in Illinois, I am teaching the ABR a lot. So far, I'm teaching it at brokerage offices. So if you have a brokerage and you want me to teach the accredited buyers rep course in your brokerage, you need to reach out. If you're in another state, I'm good with that too. So definitely reach out. And I do have a space for 30 people. I just don't have the registration link. And it's in August. So hold that thought. I'm going to invite my agents first. And then we're going to figure out something near Brookfield. So again, thanks for joining me. Today is You Are Your Own Broadcaster. Whether you're over here on Instagram or YouTube, invite a friend and tell me where you're watching from. Where are we watching from? I've been to Florida. I've been to California to a wedding. I've been to Seattle to support a friend. Where are we watching from today? Tell me. Oh, I tried to work on a plane twice, and I was on an airline that I've never flown on. And let me tell you, I could not get the internet. Hey, you want to come talk to everyone today?
I just responded. I thought you found it funny.
I cannot. First, so I asked everybody where they're watching from. Did you see Mark's comment? If you're on YouTube, Mark said he's in the bathroom. So inappropriate.
I didn't say what I was doing. I'm just standing there. I was doing my makeup.
Your makeup? Yeah. Makeup for what?
Like shaving.
Come here. What? Okay. So you want to, before we get started, why don't you just talk to some people for a moment? Here you go. There's your microphone. We're going to mic Mark up and I'm going to ask Mark questions about going live. Why not? So good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Carrie.
So I've been creating content because of you. So this is really how it starts for those of you on YouTube. Here, let me record. So again, good morning. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Coffee with Carrie and
me.
Me, not Mark.
Everybody knows my name.
They don't.
Oh, I'm Mark.
They don't. Everybody doesn't know you.
Yes, they do. They know you. They know me. Because without me, there's no you. Right?
Lord have mercy. Heaven help us. So, okay. So let me tell you, back in 2017, now I was going live prior to 2017, but Mark got his license kind of August 2017, but really officially September 2017, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember you had some issues. So I started going live prior to 2017, but it was December, Christmas 2017, where Mark makes breakfast almost every day. Although I didn't get breakfast today, I had to eat a half a banana because he left. And I didn't get breakfast. Okay, so Mark makes breakfast every day, and I had to run out. I had to teach a class, and when I went to teach, before I left, I put my breakfast in a Ziploc bag. So the next day, I was like, "Are you making breakfast?" He said, "What did you say? Not for you. You made me eat the bacon, the leftovers."
That's what you're supposed to do. You have this thing where you don't think you're supposed to eat leftovers. So.
I do. I used to, but after I had COVID, like 2021 or whatever, and after that, leftovers are not good to me.
It's all in your head.
It's not. It's
you
not.
Get full if you eat it.
I will get full if I eat it.
Okay,
So,
that's-
yeah, I will. So here's what happened is we went live 2017 and Mark got an $850,000 listing. And so I was told, I think it was Marky that was like, pimp your husband.
Yeah.
And because we go live together, let me tell you what we get. So because we go live together, people reach out to Mark to buy or sell houses, but most importantly is people DM me to get rid of houses they don't want, the unwanted houses. So how many have you renovated so far because of it? Well, the first one you got was because you were getting getting a
Alarm put on.
not an alarm,
Starter.
an automatic starter put on one of my cars, and then the parents they were just talking about a house they didn't want.
Yeah.
So that was just, you were in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
But after that, and when Mark started renovating and rehabbing, people would DM me. And do we get every property? No. Do we invest in every property? No. But people started to direct message us, and that's how, going live with Mark actually gets us more business. It gets quite entertaining even when we do
Controversial
stuff.
questions.
Right, because we got over 50,000 views on that one post about breakfast at 2:30 a.m. Because what are you doing?
So I'm working.
You're not working. So for those of you that are like, should I go live? I'm just here to tell you, going live really works. Now, do you have to go live? No. Do you like going live?
No. Somebody said my mic is not crisp. They can't really hear.
Oh, well, that's because, how about now? Is it both of us? Who said that? Tell them to put it on here. Why I can't see it if y'all texting Mark? How's it now? Is it better now?
But that just goes to show you. See, people know who I am.
Is it better now? Here, I'll turn it off.
Can
Turn
you
it
hear me
back
now?
on.
Can you hear me now?
Tell me, our mic's okay? Unless you're on YouTube. Are you watching on YouTube? Who said that? Mina?
No, one of my assistants.
You need to be more specific because it's not helping me if you don't tell me over here. So anyhow, I think we're okay. Now I'll turn it back on. No one is saying they can't hear us, so I think we're good. So anyway, is there anything you want to say about going live before I get into my stuff?
I go live because I'm forced. But sometimes it does,
Are you really forced, or do you do it because you like the entertainment?
I'm forced.
Okay.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm not gonna lie. I'm forced. Because do I want to do it all the time?
When you don't want to do video with me, I stop because it's not genuine and it's not authentic. So I'm out.
So that means.
So sometimes you're just not having a great day, and after 3 o'clock, you're no good. After 3 o'clock, he's no good.
Okay.
So, all right. So let me get into what I'm doing.
Am I done?
Yeah, but okay.
Do you want me to teach something?
What do you want to teach?
I'm just playing.
See, loud and clear. So I don't know. Mina, it's your car. I don't know. Are you on YouTube? Is that the problem? So help me out. So I'm back by myself, loud and clear. Here we go. So again, back in 2017, I was going live prior to 2017, but I became really intentional after during COVID, to the point where now I typically go live every Friday over on Instagram to teach you something. There are days when I'm like, should I pivot a little bit and talk to the consumer over on my business, on my company page? There are days when, especially right now with all of the changes in the settlement, I do think I should go live there. So here's my question to all of you. So let's see. So many agents and small businesses use social media to post about their businesses. They do. Reels, TikToks, you name it. Right now, TikTok is huge. YouTube gets the most. Right now, YouTube is probably the best of the best if you don't have any true social media content. Video and live video are where you will create the most traction. Video and live video. So it does not have to be live. Do I like live? Yes. Some people go live and they're like, Carrie, nobody's watching. It's the consistency that will win. So where is it? Where do we watch it? And should I jump in to go live? She said here. Okay. This mic. Okay. So let me go change my mic. Is it better now, Mina? It's the mic on. Is it better on YouTube? Tell me it's better on YouTube. Yes or no? If not, I'll just stop streaming on YouTube. So let me ask this question. How many of you actually watch real TV? How many of you actually watch real TV? And Mina, tell me if it sounds good on YouTube, yes or no, because I'm not understanding. Okay, so how many of you actually watch real TV? Tell me in the chat. How many of you actually watch real TV? I mean, ABC, CBS, NBC, ABC, CBS, NBC, WGN, you name it, occasionally, right? That this is where I really want you to see what's happening in the world of TV. Where do you consume your shows? Do any of you watch real TV? Do any of you consume shows? Are you watching things on TikTok? Are you watching shows on Netflix, Disney, Hulu? I am someone that really does watch real TV every single day. And I mean like the news. That's where I grab my content. But I'm realizing when I'm out and about and I have YouTube TV, that if it goes live on YouTube TV, it's live on TikTok, guaranteed. The news outlets are live on TikTok every single day. I'm not seeing them live on Instagram. YouTube, I'll let you know, because I just know I have YouTube TV. So when we talk about live video, you are truly your own broadcaster, and the news outlets have figured out this is how they're going to reach the next generation, especially the politicians. So politicians have realized if they go live on TikTok, they're getting the 30 and under. So again, today, when we think about live video or just video, if you have missed all 4 sessions, you need to go back to the beginning of July where I talked about TikTok. And then the second week, I talked about Reels, Facebook and Instagram Reels. And then the third week, Tuesday, last Tuesday in the evening, I talked about YouTube. You need to go watch all of them. And if you were to go to the link in my bio, I have some downloads that are relatable to all of these. So live video or content is everywhere right now, from regular television to social media. We are consuming live video everywhere. Again, I just told you where you're watching it. Even the news is streaming on TikTok, for real. Why? Because that is how we find the next generation watcher. Based on many of your answers, I can already tell you that you're trying to figure out, where should I watch it? Or some of you are, if you're only watching on regular TV, you are missing out on an opportunity to learn what's happening on social media. So content is everywhere. So if you have your notebook, I got my notebook. Where's your notebook? Mark moved my notebook. Of course he moved my notebook. So if you have your notebook, let me get my notebook. If you have a notebook, grab your pen, because here we go. This is going to be fast, or you can come back and watch the replay. So where can you create live content? If you were to go back to any of my episodes on video this month in July, I'm going to tell you TikTok is huge. TikTok is huge if you're trying to pivot and not just work with the silent generation, the baby boomers, Gen X, because the next generation is on TikTok. So you can create live content today on Instagram, Facebook personal pages, Facebook business pages, Facebook groups, TikTok, YouTube, and on X. You can even create live content on LinkedIn, but you will probably need a third party. If you're going to create live content on TikTok, I believe you need 1,000 followers. And if you're going to create live content on YouTube, if you are over the age of 18, you only need 50 people and you can go live. If you're taking notes, here are some streaming tools. Most of you know that I use Zoom and Restream. So in no specific order, you can go live with Restream, you can go live with StreamYard, and you can go live with Zoom. Those are 3. Are there others like Be Live? Yes. Are there other streaming tools out there? Absolutely. But I'm just going to tell you, I like Restream, and the prices are not that high. You just have to choose to use it. And when I use Restream, I can stream to, and by the way, you can also stream to Amazon if you're an influencer. So I can stream to Amazon from Restream. I can stream to LinkedIn, and I can stream to Facebook. I can even stream to Instagram. It doesn't look great unless I'm vertical. And I can also stream to the groups. So I can stream to multiple places at one time. I can literally have a conference. Like I can have my own conference pre-recorded and all of you join, and I'm in Barbados watching and commenting. So streaming tools, Restream, StreamYard, Zoom. You could also use tools like Be Live. What do you need to go live if you're willing to go live? You need a tripod. That's my recommendation. You need a phone, or you can go live with a camera. You need lighting. I've got all my lights. And then you need a clean lens. Clean your lens. Look, like clean your lens. That's really all you need to go live. Now, again, if you're going live and you really want a crisp camera, you might want to buy a professional camera, but I'm not here to help you spend any additional money. Your smartphone is probably the best. And I'm doing front facing. If I flip this around, the camera lens will be so much better, but I'm front facing. So again, what do you need? A tripod, your phone, lighting, and a clean lens. Clean it off. Now, could I also say that you could have a microphone? And I have a Movo mic. So I use my Movo, and it, comes into a nice little package like this. Even when you do stories, right? Some of you are doing more stories now. Even when you do reels, this will just sound a whole lot better. Some people literally just hold it up to their face and they talk into it. And if you're outside, you get, the windbreaker. That thing. I'm not going to work. You can travel with it. There you go. Movo mic. Now there's some others. I have the DJI. Jonathan is currently using it, but there's some really, that's just the simple. So this might cost you maybe $50, depending on if you get one or two mics. Tripod, $29, $19, and then a camera, a light, all in one could cost you $40 or less. So the truth is you can go live with all of that or just create video. So when we talk about creating content for going live, write this down. Content for going live in no specific order. Consider your niche. What is your niche right now? First of all of you should write down, my niche is to educate the public on the changes on the settlement. And I'm just going to warn you, you should never put a percent out there. You can say, hey, we can charge a percent, we can charge a flat fee. You could talk to the consumer that way, but don't put percents out there so people think that you're trying to push another brokerage to charge the same amount, because your errors and omissions does not cover you for antitrust. It does not. So again, consider your niche when going live, but right now everyone should probably be talking about your value and what we offer as real estate agents and what the consumer should know going forward. Because again, a lot of you are DMing me to the point where I'm like, I need to do a whole talk. There it is. That's going to be our talk. Number two, leverage AI, ChatGPT. So number one, consider your niche, and you can talk about the settlement. You don't have to be specific on the laws, but you can talk about moving forward, the unintended consequences, things that are going to change, and why people should reach out to you. So you can go over the process before they buy or sell a home. Then they already know what you're talking about. Again, number two, ChatGPT. And then if you're trying to figure out content, and I said your niche, what are some things that you could talk about? You could talk about home ownership. You could talk about rent versus buy. You could talk about the things you do when you sell a house. You could actually do a DIY, do it yourself project to talk about these are things you will do when you go to list your home. Like right now, because Mark wants to sell our home, he's like, okay, Kiera, I have enough flooring to finish our bathroom. I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, I'm still living here. I just want the bathroom renovated. So when we do go to sell, the entire house was renovated, because that's the one space that we did not renovate yet. The other things we did is we had the outside of the siding power washed. So you can go talk about things you need to do when you go to sell your home, things that you think you shouldn't do unless you absolutely have to get out. Like there are some things you could do to create really great content, and it doesn't have to be boring. And again, Jonathan said I'm boring. So you could literally use ChatGPT to come up with ideas. Now, when you're ready to go live, what do you need to do? Now, write this down. I do have a download somewhere. I probably should have made this available. I'll do a reel and make it available. When going live, oh man, this is going to bug me because I have a whole book. When going live, so once you've used ChatGPT, you need a title. What was my title today? You are your own broadcaster. Then you need to tell a story. I told a story. I made Mark sit here with me. He said I forced him, right? Sit with me to talk about why I started going live and the benefit of going live. So then I told a story, and then I started asking you questions. So number one, you need a title. Number two, tell a story. And then say, now let's get into it. And then you could literally have 3 to 10 takeaways. Now, I have been going live intentionally since the pandemic every single Friday, almost every single Friday, or I kind of give you a different date. And when I started going live, maybe 1 or 2 people were watching me. And then now I have more people watching because you expect me. So you have your title, you're going to tell a story, you're going to say you're going to get into it, you're going to have 3 to 10 takeaways. And then you're going to, when you're finished, we're going to review. And so when I started going live, and I like the comment that Mina said is, it's okay to be uncomfortable. You know, my first one, like she froze. The other things you need to know is, because Mina and I just did a podcast that it might have launched this week or next week, but we just did a podcast on creating video. And what I didn't say, or what we didn't talk about, was it may not feel easy. I used to edit television for a living. I was behind the scenes. I used to be behind the scenes in radio. I'm Carrie Little with the Real Estate Minute, right? I'm Carrie Little with the Main Street Organization of Realtors for WBBM 105.9 FM. I'm scripted. Like, I have been practicing this thing called social media for years because I was given the ability. When you know what you know, it is easier to do video because I can just have a conversation. So you have your title, you're going to tell a story, you have 3 to 10 takeaways. And then when you're finished, you can do Q&A, and then you could do review, and then you could do Q&A. I like Q&A. If no one is watching, and when you go live, just get right into it. Here's the thing I watch people do. Now, if I were, who do I want to say? If I was Snoop Dogg going live, I could just, walk around, because he's going to get thousands of people watching without talking. If it's me, when I go live, most of you were not in the live for at least 20 seconds. I'm just going to start talking. I'm going to say, welcome. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Coffee with Carrie. And by the way, I didn't say this, but you might even title your live events. Like, mine is Coffee with Carrie. I got my coffee. You might have, it might be a series. So again, I'm going to suggest that when you do start to go live, start talking right away, even if no one is there. And here's my best tip ever. When people join you to go live, and when you're live, when people join you and you only have 2 people, don't yell out their name, they're out. Because they already realize they're the only 2 or the only one. Hey, Carrie, now I'll hang out because I know you just didn't know. Don't call them out because they're going to leave. Just say, thank you for joining me. If you have questions, we're going to do Q&A at the end. Type your questions in the chat. And I want to, so in all of this, let me just give you some other tips that I don't have written down. When I go live, I can have bots. I can have people that are trolls in the feed. Don't acknowledge the troll, because guess what? The only people that see the troll are the people that are actually live. So once I'm done with this live and I share it to my Instagram page, now it might be a little bit different over on YouTube, but when I am done going live, when I'm finished going live, no one sees the comments. I get new comments. So if you are going live, talk to the people in your audience. Maybe you're going to do Q&A, whatever you're going to do. If you see something you don't like, don't acknowledge it. They don't know. And you might have someone that keeps trying to join your live. You can block them if you want. Sometimes I don't block people because they don't know they've been hacked. So again, a title, a story, 3 to 10 takeaways. Make sure, don't acknowledge people if you only have 2 people, right? Review, Q&A, and then you'll have a conversion. I see it. I'll go live with you. If we're going to talk real estate tips and things like that, I'll go live with you. Sheena, when are we going live to talk about the settlement? And convert. Like, at the end of this, I'm going to say, if you have questions, go to my profile, because I have a giveaway in my profile about TikTok, about YouTube, and about Facebook, and you can download it. My goal is to get your name and email. Do I have to sell you on something? No. There will be times when I'm going to sell you and you need to show up. And tell me in the feed, do you want us to come talk to you about the settlement? Do you want us to go live about the settlement? And then invite, and here's the big thing. Some of you got an email and it reminded you to be here today. Some of you saw it on Facebook. Some of you I didn't post on LinkedIn. I should have posted it on YouTube. So you saw that I posted somewhere. My goal is to convert you. But I will, again, every time I go live, I'm going to send an e-blast. I have more viewers in the fall and the winter months because y'all are inside. Now people are outside, they're enjoying the weather. Last night when I landed at O'Hare, I was trying to figure out where all these people were going because they were sure coming to Illinois. All right. So now that you know that, let me just kind of let's chat, let's talk to you. Like, why should you consider going live? And then we'll do some Q&A. Your audience doesn't know who you are. And again, if you're like, Carrie, I'm not going live, video. Your audience doesn't know who you are, and they need to know who you are. Even if you're like, Carrie, I'm boring, or even if you're like, oh, this is hard, video or going live, they don't know who you are. It makes you more human. Even if you're like, it's not easy, go watch Gary Vaynerchuk, go watch my sister's first videos, because she has evolved over time. You get more comfortable. Helps you attract more clients and followers. And it also builds trust and authority. So when people see that you're creating video content, today I'm talking about live, it helps people understand who you are. And I will tell you, if you consider going live and you do it consistently, people will hire you. I'm telling you, people will hire you. I probably need to start going live on my Caremark page. So whether you decide to create short video, long form video, or going live, the key to video is consistency. Any video, any social media posting, any video, going live on social media, engaging on social media, it's consistency. This is a part of your brand. Be consistent with your content. When you are consistent with content, it encourages your followers to find you to watch the video. People expect me to go live on Fridays. Some of you call me right when I'm about to hit the button and I'm like, hey, and they're like, Carrie, are you going live? Well, I was, but you called me. How can I help? Oh, okay, bye. It's fine. I'm coming. Sometimes I will say, okay, it's 9:05. Before I go live, I'm like, let me go to the bathroom. Let me go get some more. Let me go refill my water, and let me make sure I have everything. So sometimes it's 9:05-ish, like 9:06, because I got some things I want to just do first, or I still haven't hit the button over on YouTube or over on Zoom to record. And let me give you some other tips. And then if you have questions, and really any question is video, it could be whatever you want. Go down to the Q&A. If you're on YouTube, let me go see if I can see my YouTube channel, if anybody's over here with me playing in the sandbox. Oh, yes. Okay. So what was I going to say? See, I lost my train of thought. I'm going to read this. I like to do Instagram stories. Should I be moving those to Reels? If so, do I need to write anything and any hashtags? Oh, first of all, I think everyone should create Reels and then share them to stories. I have a different strategy when it comes to stories. I think people might, if you're doing Reels, showcase your day, and then you could actually showcase your entire day. So if you're going to do stories, showcase your day. If you're creating Reels, it could be the entire day. At the end of the day, that could be a strategy. Also, when it comes to stories, yes, people consume stories all day, but the reel sits on your Instagram page until you archive it. So again, stories, 24 hours, you can put them in your highlights, but your reels stay there forever. Okay, now what was I going to say? What did Mina say? I was trying to figure, yeah, now I forgot my train of thought, but that's okay. Any other questions? Let's see. Maybe I can trigger my memory. I can't even remember. Any other questions before I leave out? So here, let me review. When you decide to go live, again, you can go live over on YouTube. If you have 50 subscribers, you can go live on TikTok. If you have 1,000 subscribers, you can go live on Instagram. You can go on live on Facebook. You can go live on your business pages and in groups. It is a little bit different in groups if you're going to use a third party. I like to use Restream. You can use StreamYard, Zoom, or you can use BeLive. And if you are going to go live, a tripod, maybe with a light, your phone, and a clean lens. And the bonus was you could have a microphone, because I have a microphone. That's an option. Consider when you consider going live, consider your niche. Right now, I'm just going to tell everyone, if you can figure out how to talk about the settlement without, getting into the weeds of being, practicing law, talk about the things that your brokerage is doing when it comes to the changes in real estate. Talk about how, when they work with you, these are the things we've always done. Moving forward in Illinois, we have changed the law. You need a buyer agency agreement. In Florida, it is not law. It is a part of the settlement, but you cannot go out and show a property without maybe even we have a showing agreement in Florida. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. So, and then you can leverage ChatGPT to come up with content ideas. And you don't have to use ChatGPT verbatim. You could do an entire series on rent versus own, and you can go break down the numbers. Like, if I rent, this is what it's going to cost me over time. If I'm going to own, this is what it's going to cost me over time. Like, you could literally, like, what does it really look like for you? I'm going to see if I'm still live. Oh yeah, I am. Let's see. And then when you do decide to go live, this is my strategy. My strategy is, I need a really good title. And in the month of July, I did an entire series. So I talked about TikTok the first week. I talked about Reels the second week. The third week, I talked about YouTube. And then this week, I'm talking about going live. Video, video, video. So I might come up with a series. So I have a title. When I go live, I tell a story, and then I might engage with you a little bit. I'd like to have 3 to 10 takeaways. Then I'll do review, Q&A, and my goal is to convert, because I already told all of you, go to the links in my bio, because I have a download for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I also said that I will invite everyone to watch the live via email, and I will post on other social media pages. And again, over time, I've learned that more people watch me in the winter, but it doesn't mean I should stop. And if I don't go live, I might go live a different day, and I will e-blast the replay on the Friday so people know to watch the live. Do you know if NAR, they'll add NAR questions or the new laws surrounding it on the national exam? Now, first of all, so remember, it's not law in every state. It's a part of the settlement. So it's the part of the requirement. So I don't know if they're going to change. Well, first of all, my guess is anyone that is a part of writing the license law courses, you'll probably see some updates over time. Again, I don't write for the licensing body. I don't write exams for them, but my guess is there will probably be an update. Why should you consider going live? And then I'm coming to the Q&A. Your audience doesn't know who you are. If you are creating content on any platform and you're starting to grow, eventually people need to see you. Eventually people need to see you. So there's some people out there that are doing some fabulous things on TikTok, because I'm watching and I'm like, if you could just go live and talk about it, or if you could go do a video and talk about your why you're doing it, it'll probably make people understand, or help them understand who you are, who's behind the curtain, right? The Wizard of Oz. It makes you more human, helps you attract more clients and followers, and builds trust and authority. People literally hire me to speak because of social media. And I get the YPN opportunities because of social media, because that's what they want to learn. They want to learn tech. I'm the techie. I am the techie person. I teach the licensing course in Virginia. I haven't seen changes in our text, and you probably won't see changes until it's official August 17th. And remember, you got to remember that every state is not changing the law. And I learned that going to Florida, because they were talking. I'm like, what are they talking about? It's just a settlement. It's law. I'm like, no, it's law in Illinois. And it really goes into effect January 1st. There's a lot of things that change January 1st in Illinois, but in Florida, it is a settlement. We literally have a showing agreement before and we were challenged in Florida, and the statement was, or the conversation was around, don't go show a house without an agreement, because if you do, there will probably be testers. Do you want to be do you want to be the person that is tested? And now we're having our own training in the office, and we're going over the process of, when someone calls you, be prepared to do a pre-buyer consultation. Be prepared. Okay. So there are so many platforms. which platforms would you start with? I love YouTube, for example, and more comfortable there. I would say, first of all, I think, Mina, you have an opportunity because you're in education. So I would use YouTube. But I also know in the real estate, in any space, go to, I'm going to open this up. That we're going to do this. I'm opening Canva to give you the data. So I use Canva. And I created a download. So if you are here, if you hop off early, whatever you do, go to the link in my bio and go download the TikTok, the YouTube, or the Reels download. You will have to put in your name and email, and then I will send you the download via email. And so let me tell you what the data says around where you should be. Of course. Oh, here we go. Instagram, and I want the TikTok one is what I'm looking for. Oh, I'm going to go with Reels. Here we go. Instagram and Facebook Reels. And if you need glasses, put them on. So here's the data, and I'll show you what this looks like. So for those of you that happen to be on YouTube, you're going to see it. So the data says age groups. Oh, what you want to see? You want to see? You want to see? So here's the data. So Mina asked the question, which platform? Know who are you trying to attract? If you are new to this and you've been only using Facebook, start with Facebook. But let's look at the trends. So if you look at ages 18 to 29, of the social media platforms, they are truly using TikTok. They're using all of the platforms. That's what they're using. If you look at 30 to 49, we're going to Facebook and YouTube. How old are you? Where does your network hang out? Where are they hanging out? Then I'm going to say when you get to 50 to 64, listen, YouTube is and Facebook is where they're at. And then when you get over 65, they have switched over to YouTube. So who are you trying to, who is your audience? And when you think about your niche, so I'm going to say, if I was not on any platform, I would go with YouTube Shorts, and I would start creating long format. That's what I would do. If I my age group, here I am, I'm definitely going to keep up with Facebook, but YouTube would be second. If I was between the ages of 18 and 29, you guys have a little more energy anyway, I would definitely pick one, but definitely YouTube for every generation. So here's the point is, if you already have social media, pick the social media platform that works best for you. Oh, let me do this. For those of you that did not download these, there's 3. I literally give you, oh, that's not what I want. So Instagram and Facebook, what is a reel? I give you the social media users. I ask you some questions, top tips for reels. And I have one of these for YouTube. I have one of these for TikTok. And then again, Instagram reels. So if you have not, and then I give you where you can shop for tripods and stuff. So if you have not downloaded these, they are in the link in my bio. I did not do a, I did not do a download today. Truth be told, I was on a flight and I could not get the internet. They texted us and said it was not available. So again, go make that download. All right, so let me go back to my questions. I like that question. So I would go with, you got to know your network. Are you going to have an in-person class for new buyer agreements? Let me see how I can do that. Let me see how I could do that. Let me talk to, like, Main Street's doing something in person for sure. But if you want me to do it, send me a DM. I'll tell you how I can do it. Send me a DM. I'll tell you how I can do it. I am teaching the ABR for Remax, KW. I'm doing one with, I have a sponsor for one, and I have another one that I'm doing. Yeah, I have a few. So if you, that's another way to get it for the ABR. Okay, let me see. What's this question? I'm comfortable doing video. My question is, lots of content creators say, don't introduce yourself. What's your thoughts? You know what? That's a good point. I can introduce myself right away because I have been creating video for a long time and you expect me. So that is a really good point. If you ever see me on YouTube and you see the long form content, I never introduce myself until the end. So if you're new to going live or creating video, just do the video. And then at the end, you can say, oh, I'm Carrie Little with Caramark Realty Group. If you have questions, send me a DM. And I might do that because if you're someone that doesn't have your information in your bio, shout out to all of you. Tip for all of you, please. Everybody go update their social media profiles. Give me your full name. Give me the state you work in, or maybe the area you work in. And please tell us the brokerage. So many of you send me direct messages, and I had someone say, Carrie, my brokerage is doing this. And I'm like, I don't know who you work for. I can't even help you. First of all, it's licensed law that you have to tell us who you work for. So again, I like to say it in the video at the end, because what if I didn't put my information in my bio? So, yep. Don't introduce yourself first, especially if you're new to creating content, because people will definitely disappear on you because they're like, I don't care who you are. Just give me the info. True. They're on. That is absolutely 100% correct. But when I go live, I've been doing this. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Coffee with Carrie. You know the drill. It is what it is. If I go live on something, just random, I just start talking. I don't tell you who I am. I just start talking. And I usually don't get into it because I'm waiting for all of you to get here and I'm reminding you of what to do, all of that. Okay. I'm teaching for Remax Suburban. I don't know if you can edit your video after it's live. I think you can go in and I got to go look. That's a good question. I'm not sure. You could download. That's a good question. That is why I'm recording on Zoom and I'm streaming. So I have the ability to chop it up and I get the transcript. So good question. I don't know. No say. Okay. Do I have any other questions? Over on YouTube, if I don't have any questions, I don't see any questions. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. I'm going to try to go live on YouTube as well.